So this is my lab, monitoring application performance with application insight. This is a lab in module 12 of Azure DevOps AZ-400. And this lab requires you to create a web app with SQL. Okay, we will have a web app and we need an SQL database along with that. So I need to log in first in my Azure portal, portal.azure.com. And then once I log in into Azure portal, what I'll do is I'll just put my username password there. Okay. Once I have logged in, I'll then search for web plus SQL combination. Web plus SQL. Let's see if I can find an option here. Azure portal keeps on updating frequently. So we are searching for option that provides us both web application and SQL database. Wait a second, looks like I need to just reload it and I can check it from here. Web app. Okay, I can see there is option available, web app and SQL. Let me see. Yeah, web app and SQL option is there. Okay, this will create two things together. One, it will create Azure App Service and then it will create Azure SQL database. App here I want is Monitor App 101. Let me check if the name is available. Yes, it is available. This is my subscription. I want this to be created under this resource group. This should be my service plan. I want my app service plan to be not in US, but I want this in a nearer data center, let's say Southeast Asia. Wait a second. Southeast Asia, standard S1 tier plan. I'll just call it plan 1 for my application. I'm creating an application with application insight. You will see application insight is also created with same name as my app name. So this will create application and application insight both. Along with that, I'll be creating a database. So let's say I'm giving my database a name, let's say SQL 101. Then for SQL Server configuration, I'm creating an SQL Server with name SQL SRV SVR 101. Admin user I want Mahindra. Password I want password at, sorry, password at 1234 is my password. Let me just repeat it once. And then finally I'll choose here Southeast Asia again. I'm using same region or same Azure data center for all those services, app service as well as database. And once everything is done, I'll hit the create button and it will deploy everything in this new resource group, Monitor App 101. Let's see. Deployment will take just a couple of minutes. And once it is ready, I can then proceed with the next step then. Looks like it has done with application insight component. It's now deploying database. It has created web application plan, plan 1. Fine. So this will create the required set of application and I've done with this. What I will do now is I will now go and create, wait a second, I've already done this deployment. Okay, now I'll create an Azure DevOps account, Azure DevOps project for this. The existing project I'm going to use is the Parts Unlimited project. I already imported that project here. I just gave it name Lab1. This is the same Parts Unlimited project. Okay, in case if you want to create a new version of it, you can go to Azure DevOps demo generator. I'll show you where you can get it. Demo generator. From Azure DevOps demo generator, just log in with your Azure DevOps account. Sign in. I have already logged in, so it should allow me to get inside immediately. Select your account and then choose a template Parts Unlimited. So what I'll do is I'm just waiting for the project to build, project to load. Here I'll choose Parts Unlimited project, this one, select, and I'm going to call it Monitor App 101. You can give it any name of your choice. Once application is created in DevOps, Azure DevOps portal, I will be doing some steps on it. I will go inside that project and I will edit the release pipeline which it has created. I will not touch build pipeline because it will do the normal thing, build the application and create the required DLLs. It is release pipeline which is what I'm more interested in. Okay, just waiting for this. Sorry. Meanwhile, my Azure deployment is over. I can go to the resources here. You will see the application is created. Name of application is Monitor App 101. And you will notice one more thing, that application already has application insights enabled for it. If you go to application insight panel here, you will see it's enabled and there is already an application insight ID available there. You just have to include it in your project. Okay, you can even get the data about application insight here. It might have already captured some basic volume of data. You can see this application is not visited by anyone yet. Fine. So let me check. It's still creating. Okay, fine, no issues. Once it is created, I'll go and edit my release pipeline then. Meanwhile, let me just verify my SQL database as well. So let's see, resource group. The newly created resource group is Monitor App 101. And this is the app, this is app insight, this is app service plan, this is database, and this is database service. So there are 5 components total. Database is already up and running, and I do remember my database username and password, and the server name is here, all that information that I need. Let's see, application is still importing. It might take a minute more probably. Project is being created. Work items are created. Some more, maybe pipelines and all it's going to generate now. Won't take much time now. Once it is loaded, I will go to the release pipelines immediately. Yeah, release pipelines are created. You can see it here. Build and release, both the pipelines have successfully been created. So just waiting, waiting, waiting. Navigate to project. This is my project now. This is my project now. And what I'll do is I'll immediately go to my release pipelines. So releases. From release pipeline, the default pipeline has 3 environments. So I don't need those environments here, like dev, QA environment is not required. Just one environment is needed. So this is my monitor app. I will select environment dev and delete it, confirm. I will delete the QA environment, delete, and I will leave only the production environment. That's the only environment that I need. Here in production, I need to provide my Azure subscription here. So right now I'm using same login ID for both Azure and Azure DevOps. So that's why it will automatically come here. Let's authorize it. I just have to log in once to authorize. So this is the same email ID where I have registered my Azure DevOps account and my Azure subscription both. So provide the valid username password and it will automatically authorize you to use Azure from here. It requires website name and other details. Let's see how do we provide that. So after we authorize, we go to this pipeline, we go to the after release part, we provide the variables. Okay, I need to provide the variable values now. So let's go to variables. Website name I need to update now. Okay, what I'll do is I will change all these values as per what I have selected here while developing application. So this is my application basically. This application. Name of my website is this. So let me copy that. The website name is this. What is my server name for this website. Okay, I don't have value for server name right now. Only the website name need to be changed. Rest of the things you can leave them as it is. But I will do one thing. I will also update the resource group and all other parameters. I will also update the resource group here. My resource group name is this one, Monitor App 101, and my hosting plan where it is plan 1. So this is plan 1. Hosting plan 1, resource group name is Monitor App 101. Server name and website name would be same actually. So I will use the same name here as server name and as website name. Then I will go to the repos and I will make some changes in there. After I changes all that, let me save the changes. I will then go to the Azure repos here, go to the files, and I need to make some changes in here. Let's see what changes are required. I will go to the repo and I will just modify my web.config here. Let's see where is web.config. I guess it is in root folder, not here inside. Application, okay, source, website, and then okay, web.config, I found it now. So let's see what changes we need in web.config. We just have to provide the application insight instrumentation key, and we need to provide the default connection string. Okay, so what I will do is I will just scroll down and I will see application insight instrumentation key. Can you see the value which is already there? Right? There is already a value there, application insight, and there is default connection string. Let's do an edit. What I will do is I will have to do the small changes here, like maybe just a new line, and edit the changes, and I will configure them. Once I do that, I will then go to the application and get the new get the instrumentation key from there. Okay, we will need this new setting for our current application. So we will just go to the application settings and we will add this configuration here. Okay, so wait a second. We will have to add this key. So let me just verify the instrumentation key is same across everywhere. Let me go to application insight, and for application insight, we are right now using this one existing resource we are using, and where is the instrumentation key here? Let me check. Yeah, here is the instrumentation key. I'll just copy this instrumentation key and I'll paste it in my project here. Let me just edit. This should be my instrumentation key. This is how application will be able to communicate with application insight basically. I will have to change the database connection string as well. Database connection string will be now the new database connection string. So what I'll do is I'll just go to the DB database. Wait a second. Database is in the same resource group. Yeah, here it is. Let me copy database connection string from here. So connection strings. We need connection string for .NET. Let me copy connection string temporarily in Notepad because this connection string contains some placeholders that I need to change. The only placeholder here is password. For security purpose, it will not actually put password there. You have to do it manually. Now your connection string is valid. Okay, and this connection string now I'm going to use it in this case here. This is my new connection string. Okay, so I have updated connection string for database and I have updated instrumentation key in my web config file. Let me make the commits. I made the commits. I will just do the commit now. This commit will automatically trigger a build. So let's go and check if the build has been triggered now. You can see it has already triggered a build because of web config changes. Uh, Azure DevOps has started building the project and it will create a TLL file out of it. Let's see. Okay, after I make the changes, I will have to also make sure that application insight instrumentation key is available there and that key is updated correctly into your project. Okay. You can also add an instrumentation key value here which should match with what you have defined in Visual Studio. Okay. Instead of adding it into web.config file, you can just add it to here in this application configuration itself. Okay. In the demo document, instead of making changes in web.config file, they have made changes here in application here. What they did is they went to the configuration panel here and let me show you what it will do. Yeah, this is the application insight key. So you just have to create a new application config key here. You can just add a new application config and provide the name. While it is building the application, let me just go back to the file section again and let me go to the website, src website, then web.config, and this is the key that I need. So I need this key. So I will add it here and then for value I will use this value. Okay. Please remember the benefit of passing this value here is this value will overwrite what is actually written in web.config. Okay. Let me check if value I have copied is correct. Yeah, that's right. So this will make sure that this setting will always override. One of the benefit is if your instrumentation key changes, you do not have to make changes in web.config. You instead make changes here in this application config. Okay, value is updated now. You will see this is the instrumentation key Azure has added manually and there is another one that I have added here. Both of them is actually same. Fine, great. Then save the changes. I'll go to the pipeline. I'm waiting for the pipeline to finish now. Wait a second, where is my build pipeline? Looks like build pipeline has already completed. I can now go to the release pipeline and you will see it has already done the release. You can see it has already created the release, but release is waiting for me to click the deploy button. As soon as I click the deploy button, application will now get deployed on this. Let me once check few details. Wait a second, I did not save it. Okay. Yeah, done already. Let me check browse button, how the website looks before the deployment. Just wanted to know how it looks before I do the deployment. This is the original landing page and I'm now going to do a deploy. Let me just click the deploy button and deploy. And now Azure DevOps will take care of taking this application and putting it on this particular service here. Okay, let's view the logs. It's waiting for an agent to be available. That's fine. Let's see how long it takes. Already started. Wow. So it has taken the build artifact and now it's getting connected to this app service called Monitor App 101. It's also using this ID for communication with server. The deployment has started now. You can see folders getting deployed now. Application folders are getting deployed now. Okay. Fine, successfully deployed. Let me check this application now. Looks like it's still not showing me the updated page. Let's reload it one more time. The initial request will take little longer because even though Azure DevOps portal says that application has been deployed, it simply means that it has sent the application to Azure App Service. Azure App Service might not have taken everything and installed it properly. So you will have to wait for few seconds, few minutes and try again. I'm just reloading it. I am expected to get parts unlimited page. This is where my application deployment is successful now. I will just try making multiple requests here, right? Okay. I will make multiple requests. I also want one example of failed request. So what I'll do, I will just write some wrong URL which will obviously result in 404, right? This is 404 error. Or I can try getting some kind of, error like this. I'll click on breaks. It will give me a page where it is showing category ID 1. Let me try category ID which doesn't exist. Let's say 14. It will result in 500 error. So we did that. Now let's go with application insight and see if application insight has actually captured that. Wait a second, it's showing some error right now. Okay, let's go to application insight dashboard and you will see here it's showing there are 3 requests which have failed so far. Okay, if you want more details, just click on it and it will show you what are those requests which got failed. Okay, you will see it here. The complete data is available to you very nicely. Okay, and you can see browser details also. Okay, browser, we are not using any browser library or client side library, so only server data is available. You can also see application map where it will show you how the application is actually, application architecture is designed. You will see this application right now is designed like this. This is the app and this is your database, right? Okay, it's just collecting the information right now. Just have to wait for a few seconds and the information will be available to me. Let's just wait. Okay. It will then calculate like how much delay or how much, what is the performance of your application, how available it is, and how does it interact with the SQL database. Okay. You can also get details like performance details here. Okay, which will show you the average performance counters for it, like average request, like you made several requests to home page and their average duration is 5.03 seconds. The common properties also you can see, or common sample size you can see. I have so far made only 3 requests and you can download all that information from here. Okay, request information. So this is what application insight does for your application if you configure it correctly. Okay, you can see it here. This application has been viewed 3 times so far. Okay, I made 3 requests, right? And you can see here there is a 6 milliseconds gap between database and this application. This data will update if you make few more requests to the same application. Let's go to the application here. You can see how many times user has made a request. You will see there were 2 request fail errors because of this get method. Can you see that? This is the URL which I tried to use. You can do further investigation. Okay. The top 3 response code you can see. You got 2 times 404 and 1 times you got 500. Okay. So all those details you get right from Azure DevOps. Okay. That's it. That's the end of the lab. At the end of the lab, if you want to perform cleanup, it is recommended that you delete all these resources once you have done with the lab. So to delete the resources, most easiest thing is just go to the resource group which contains all the resources and delete them. Remember, once you delete the resource group, your Azure DevOps pipeline will stop working because it won't be able to locate either a database or an application. Fine.